pull off the upset.
I'm sick and tired of hearing about how bad we are. I know we're going to win. In fact, I'll guarantee it.
But to beat the Enforcers, they'll need to saddle up and bring the entire cavalry. So get ready. It's the New York Enforcers against the Texas Rustlers. Next on RollerJam.
Studios. This is the World Skating League. Tonight's matchup, the primetime players, the New York Enforcers against the Texas Rustlers. Welcome, everyone, to RollerJam Arena. I'm Ken Resnick, along with Lee Rehrman and roller derby legend Buddy Atkinson Jr. It is the elite of the WSL, the Enforcers, against the hapless Texas Rustlers. When you talk about New York, you can talk about the physical, diabolical play of Captain Mark D'Amato and Big Tim Washington. You could talk about the speed of Heather Gunnan. You could talk about the physically intimidating presence, the blocking ability of Janet Abraham and her Sisters of Suffering. Lee Rehrman, all in all, the New York Enforcers seem to have it together from top to bottom.
Well, you gave a great laundry list of the big guns the New York Enforcers have. And I tell you what, these Texas Rustlers have a habit of getting out early. They try to bring an emotional lift, but they're in danger of becoming the infamous homecoming game for all these teams in the World Skating League. I know when I played high school football, we always scheduled the team we knew we could beat. For us, it was the Little Sisters of the Vertically Challenged. And these guys always get out because teams look ahead of them, but Ken, they always lose it. And look for Sigmund Williams, look for Brian Gallagher on the men's side of the ball, and then look for Tink Miller and maybe Renee Blevins to pick it up for the women of the Texas Rustlers. And if not, Ken, it's going to be a long day for them. They got to get out early, but they got to keep it up all day long.
Now, earlier, the Texas Rustlers endured the most lopsided loss in World Skating League history, losing to these same Enforcers 45-18. Buddy Atkinson Jr., emotionally, psychologically, what can the Rustlers do to prepare themselves to play the Enforcers again?
Well, what they've really got to do is take the Enforcers out of their game completely. And they're going to have to pressure the front of the pack. They're going to have to control the pack. And they're going to have to get their jammers out fast and hard.
Well, hopefully the Texas Rustlers will be listening to our resident expert and give the Enforcers a better game than happened last time. It's the elite against the winless. You hear the music, you see the flames, that means only one thing. Here comes the WSL's premier team, the New York Enforcers.
Somebody forgot to tell these Enforcers that these Rustlers are going to be a pushover. Tim Washington, Mark D'Amato, and the boys. These guys are always ready to play. These Rustlers are hooping and hollering, but they've always done this. They seem to come ready emotionally, but the wind's taken out of their sails very early. They seem to come ready for a low down at the OK Corral. They run out of gas early, Ken. Gallagher, he's one of those fellas we're going to look at early to get some points, get out aggressively. As Heiser, some of the females of the Rustlers are going to be called upon to keep it up and keep it up for the whole game as opposed to just the beginning, Ken. And starting for the Texas Rustlers, we have number 43, Laura Heiser, number 44, Amy Becker, number 45, Renee Blevins, 47, Laura Lavin, and number 49, Carrie Johnson. And, of course, the New York Enforcers, led by Janet Abraham, with Shelley Russell, April Tudor, Karen Magnuson, and Linda Leisure.
And we're off at the racehorse start, and breaking right off the pack is so familiar to us. Two Enforcer jammers. This is Shelley Russell and Linda Leisure, being pursued by Amy Becker of the Texas Rustlers. But so often is the case, Texas has problems getting their second jammer out. The spark plug Renee Blevins unable to get out, and down goes Amy Becker. Now Linda Leisure and Shelley Russell try and close on the pack. 35 seconds left in the jam, and as they come around, smiling, the Enforcers are licking their chops, waiting to get at the Rustlers, who have certainly had their problems this season. Back to block early on is Carrie Johnston out of West Palm Beach. Glazier high. Shelly Rossell tries to get by. Iverson Johnson take the inside, and again Johnson doing just a great job of blocking here for the Texas Rustlers, something we haven't seen all season long. Johnson again nails Rossell into the rail. Down goes Glazier, and a great job of blocking. Give a hand to Kerry Johnston. No points for the New York Enforcers.
And if the Texas Rustlers are going to have a chance here today, it's plays like this that they're going to need from everybody on the squad. Kerry Johnston prevents the New York Enforcer women from scoring, and we all know the New York Enforcer women always get the points for the New York Enforcers. The men seem to play defense. The offense comes from the women. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And Hawk, I've got to tell you, as we're underway, I have never seen Texas come out with the confidence they showed and the determination in their pregame skate as E.B. Bowman breaks out.
Well, yeah, these guys have gotten blown out the last few times we've seen them, Ken. And they come out. Kerry Johnston is saying, look, we're not going to get pushed around anymore. They're off to a good start.
And now you've got Lori Lavin and Renee Blevins closing on Edie Bowman. Boy, I tell you what an emotional lift this would be as Bowman goes down from the big elbow from the Rutgers spark plug. Renee Blevins, golden opportunity in this scoreless game. But here's big Janet Abraham pulling the Rustlers up. We'll see. She is certainly one of the premier blockers in all the WSL. And right now she's doing what she's paid for. As one of the Rustlers goes into the rail. That was Lavin now. Blevins is trying to catch up. Abraham breaks up the elbow again. Just pins her up against the rail. A slow defensive battle, and once again a scoreless jam here between the Enforcers and the Rustlers.
You're absolutely right, Ken. These Texas Rustlers have come out. They've kept it slow in a defensive battle, but it's still early. We'll be back. Kerry Johnston and Janet Abraham have set the tone early for a blocking battle, but you can't win if you don't score.
And we're underway. We are still scoreless. Interesting strategy by the Rustlers, changing cameras on almost every jam. Now, Kerry Johnston takes the whip and already out for the Enforcers, Linda Leisure and Karen Magus, and two of the toughest, meanest gals on the Enforcers. We'll see how Johnston does, and right now she is doing very well in this scoreless game. And down goes Linda Leisure from Kerry Johnston, who has emerged almost out of nowhere for these Texas Rustlers. 5'5", 150 out of West Palm Beach.